UK landscape has definitely changed and changing. Again, depending on who you speak to in the UK, you would probably get a different answer. You might see it in the media over here about the UK economy. It isn't doing amazingly well right now, but there are still plenty of opportunities out there. So as a business, any business, you've got to be hungry, you've got to have the right products, and you've got to get yourself out there. If you are doing that, in our opinion, the company will succeed.
So welcome to another episode of Zealous Talks, a tech podcast where we talk all things about innovation. I am Kinjal, your host for the show, and joining me is Ruchit, my co-host, and who leads the tech side of Zealous, and who's gonna fact check everything that I'm going to say today.
Definitely.
And we have our very special guest all the way from UK, James and Will.
Hi guys.
Welcome them to the show. They are the owners of Impulse Decision. It's a charity fundraising hospitality company, and alone they have managed to raise 9.5 million pounds in last 4 years, if I'm right.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so James and Will, welcome to the show. We are glad to have you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much for having us.
So, it's your first time in India?
This is our first time in India, and it's been an amazing week, hasn't it? We've absolutely loved it. So, thank you for all your hospitality, and we've learnt a lot, and we've enjoyed seeing the beautiful city as well.
Okay, so they are in Ahmedabad right now. And so James and Will, we would like to know more about Impulse Decision, like where it's all started.
So tell us about your product. You guys have a product, right? And so tell us about starting from the idea and how you guys executed it till now.
Yeah, I'll go. So 16 years ago, we started the company, and effectively the first service that we had was a silent auction service. So raising money for charities at big events, gala dinners, awards nights, sports events. And that service has evolved to us creating some tech platforms to help us with the fundraising. So Slider Stock is the first tech platform that we developed with the help of Zealous. And that's been a 6-year journey so far with the team. So that has helped us to provide a tech service alongside our original silent auction service. And it's been a fantastic success. We've raised lots of money through the platform, and it's the reason we're here this week is to add new features to the platform, find out what Zealous can do from a tech point of view, and really just plan for the future and what the tech platform might look like in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years time. So it's been a long journey, and it's been just a really enjoyable place to work. And we've done lots of amazing things for charities, run a lot of really interesting experiences around the world. So we specialise in sports. So we do trips to Grand Prix, to race events, a number of different sports. So just a fun-filled 16 years that we're very excited to see where that takes us in the next 16 years.
Yeah.
Sure. And apart from idea, the execution, it takes what it takes the most, right? How you execute the idea in the right manner to keep it long for this many years.
Lots of hard work, long hours, hard work, lots of passion. We've really worked hard on our company culture as well. So we really believe in it's all about the team and making sure we're all unified and we're all going in the right direction. We've learned we've not always got everything right. We've had to try things, and when we see it's not worked, we've had to bring things back in and try new things. We've always prided ourselves on a unified team, and a strong team can take you forward in the right direction. So that's what we have trusted, and it's worked so far. So long may that continue.
I think it's a bit like Zealous. We have a family back at home, so the Impulse family. You look like you've got the Zealous family here. You do trips, you spend a lot of time together, you interact. So the businesses are quite similar in that respect. It's a very close group of people, and it just makes everyone want to work hard for each other. So I think we are quite similar in that respect.
Oh, nice.
I think that's what we saw though in the early days of like engaging with you as a business, was that you shared the similar values. So once we knew you shared those similar values, for us it was a no-brainer to obviously start partnering with you for you guys to do your thing. What you're the experts in, which is obviously the software and taking our ideas, our concepts, listening to what those are, and then going and doing your thing. So yeah.
So as like technologies keep on evolving, right? And right now we are in the edge of era of AI, right? So I would like to know how you guys using AI right now in your personal life or maybe in the business to get the most out of it and get a lot of productivity from it.
Yeah, I mean we're fairly new in the AI world. We are looking at every department separately to see how AI can help. I think certainly from my department, which is the sales side of things, efficiency. Efficiency is massive. We want the team to be efficient. We want the sales activity to be efficient. So the tools that we're looking at and that we have started to implement is all about time saving. So those tasks that are not necessarily monotonous, but that take a long time to execute, we're trying to see how we can condense those using AI tools to make sure that the team can basically do more in a shorter period of time. So from a sales point of view, we use Copilot, we're using ChatGPT, we're using Claude to a certain extent. So certainly for the sales department, we're already adopting quite a lot of tools to help us with our sales activity, and it's working really well. So whether that's drafting sales emails with AI that help us word communication better, whether it's helping us put together presentations for sales, whether that's helping us with scripts for phone calls, the whole team are adopting the ideas, they're adopting the technology, and we're trying to encourage it as much as possible, trying to keep track of who's doing what, when they're doing it, and then measuring it. So what have you done? How different is it to what you usually do? And what the results were as well. So we're trying to make sure there's an actual strategy behind of it, rather than just going ahead and doing loads of stuff and hoping for the best. It's all about measuring it and seeing how it affects the activity that we're doing.
So exactly, that is very important, like implementing and executing AI in our business strategy, but then comes to measuring it. There we know if it is actually giving results. So how are you guys measuring it? Like, what are the strategies?
So for us in the sales team, it's knowing, because it's not used with every single part of the sales process at the moment. So it's knowing, it's actually recording which sales activity has used AI, whether that is just using a platform to word your email better, and just making sure there's a clear record within our CRM of which emails have been sent out with an AI twist, or which phone calls have been made with an AI script, and actually measuring how well that's having an impact on the conversion rate of the sales. So we have a great CRM system. Obviously, we've got great tech products with Zealous as well. So we're just making sure that we're trying to integrate them, or we're starting to integrate them, and making sure that the way that we measure and record which sales activity is used with AI and which isn't, and then doing a bit of a comparison to see how efficiencies are improving across the board.
It's just such a fast-paced world, though, isn't it? With AI, you feel like you implement something, and then it's almost like, okay, that's outdated now. You need to go on to the next thing. So we've been quite cautious as well in terms of how quickly we adopt all these new bits of technology, because we don't want to just invest too much and then have to like move on. So it's like, let's see how this plays out, and then we'll know exactly which products we need, and then we can take them forward in the right direction.
I think training as well. So obviously the implementation of AI would usually be encouraged and led from the top of the business, but we need the team to be trained with the platforms. They can't just go in without any knowledge of how to do it and what to do. So we can as a management team, we can suggest platforms and we can encourage the use of it, but definitely training is massive for the team as well. So we're trying to encourage that across the board. And
just around that, we've got some strict laws, GDPR, that we have to be very careful about with personal data. So we can't just go onto OpenAI, ChatGPT, and start putting in our customer data, because it's still too early in the AI world to know that with 100% certainty that customer data is safe. So we're very cautious about, obviously, what we're using it for and when we're using it, until we have a bit more security around knowing what's going to happen with the data. We obviously make sure that that's kept well away from sort of OpenAI and some of the other platforms.
So with this compliances and the adoption thing, right? So you guys are meeting, many organizations over there, or people over there. So how you observe, like, how people in UK is adopting the AI thing? Like, because as you rightly mentioned, like, there are a lot of compliances and GDPR thing, and they are very cautious about their data not being used for the training or the privacy purpose.
So businesses are very cautious, understandably, because of the GDPR. Individuals are also cautious, but for very different reasons. There is a data thing there that they want to protect. They don't quite know where all of their information is being stored or where it's going. So they are cautious. However, we've got friends and professional contacts that use AI for their personal lives, like a personal assistant, and they share everything in there. So in the UK, I would say you've got very much a divided opinions on AI. Some that are very scared and like, what does this future look like? But then also people that are early adopters and they're all in, and they just can't wait for what AI can do. So there's a real mixed bag of thought processes and interest levels in it at the moment. So we're keen to sort of see how it evolves over the next few years, aren't we?
I think it's as well. It's making sure you're not going too deep with it before understanding it as well. You need to do that research to figure out what the impact's going to be. I think the thing with AI is it could easily get out of control if you didn't monitor it and you didn't have the knowledge to implement it properly within the business. So like James says, it has, I think from our experience, divided opinions probably by different industries. But I'd say certainly most people I know are adopting some form of AI in their businesses, and then obviously the larger the business, the more more tools they're using, the more they're trying to integrate it into their daily work life.
So which tools are more in adoption, like, and which are like just a gimmick? Like, we used some of the tools. So every 2 days there's a new tool in the town, and some of them are like just gimmick. In 2 weeks we find out it's just a business, like marketing strategy, and we are not getting any output out of it. And some of the tools are like, it is really helping us to automate things or speed up the process. So
I think you're right about the marketing of some of these companies. They sort of sell, or potentially can sell, a big, this is going to fix everything in your life. And actually, when you get into it and you maybe sign up and you pay your subscription and you've parted with your money and you get into it, you think, it's not quite everything that it might have actually initially said it was going to do, or the perception you had of how it was described to you in their sort of marketing blurb. So I don't want to name names because that would be
of course
unprofessional and not sort of a good representation of some of those firms maybe. So we'll stay clear of that. But have you seen that yourself? Have you seen certain AI tools that say they'll do something and then you've got into it and you're thinking, it's not quite?
As from my experience, there is a lot of hallucinations also there. So we cannot 100% rely on the AI thing. We cannot believe that whatever AI is saying is right. So that is a major factor for me.
We've found that more around the sort of the maths, when we're asking it to do some like complex mathematics, and it doesn't quite consistently. So the first answer it gives you would be correct, and then the second time you add in the same thing, it wouldn't be correct. And obviously that's the hallucinating process potentially, but you're thinking, actually, as a workforce, can we solely trust this information? So, we're using it for early day entry level stuff. So like Will says, emails, scripting, quick fire questions, I'm like an OpenAI chat GPT, I would say, we're going to India, what do we need to do? And it goes, bang, 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 can you build me an itinerary? As an example. And that obviously, traditionally, 5 years ago, that may have taken us 2-3 hours to do. And now you're getting that response in, 3 seconds? Something like that. So you can see how the efficiency is much better.
I think we can also see, because we use some widely known systems. We use a very recognised CRM. We use a very recognised accounting system. I think within those systems, they will be using AI. Some are promoting it within the platform using, small AI tools to help with managing your sales pipeline. So I think it's getting to know the other platforms that we currently have used for many years, and knowing what their capabilities are as well, and how they're wanting to push AI and how they think we can benefit from, the tools that they have within there as well. So as well as the individual platforms that are helping us, I think the platforms that we have that effectively run parts of our business, like our CRM and our accountancy platform, we're keen to see what they can offer us as well. So we are very, noticing what they're doing and how they're trying to help us as well.
So on that note, you guys also have a product, right? So have you guys have a plan to have some AI tools in your product?
It's part of, so for our online auction platform, again, one of the big reasons that we're here visiting you guys is we want to make a platform just as simple to use as possible. So because it's charity auctions and bidding, the speed at which people can use the platform, the speed at which people can access information, we're hoping that AI can help us with that. And also from a client side, helping them to put the auctions together, quickening that process up. So whilst there's nothing been fully implemented at the moment, there's a lot of ideas and a lot of discussions that we've had this week to take away and consider. So we are excited how it's going to have a big impact on the platform. So I'd say that's our main sales platform, and we're keen to see what AI can do for that. Internally, we have another platform that helps us with our customer management and effectively our product management internally. Again, that's going to be an internal efficiency that we're looking at. So again, here discussing some ideas on how we can implement some new AI tools in there as well.
So, like, as founders, do you even feel the FOMO of adding AI to your product? Like, every other business is trying to get into this AI race. So, is FOMO real? Like, we have to get into that. We'll be back in the race.
A bit like what we spoke about around marketing before. I think you need to take a lot of it with a pinch of salt. I think there's obviously there are some big global firms that are able to implement it straight away because they have big budgets.
Exactly.
But I think SMEs, certainly in the UK, should probably be cautious because obviously they can spend a lot of money around AI and not all of it is proven.
Right.
Okay, so we're looking at it we know we need to do it and we are doing it, but there's a cautious approach to it to make sure that when we're doing it, that it's done right and it's done properly. And then the rest of the team know why we've done it. So do we have FOMO? Obviously, it would be lovely to have unlimited budgets and to be able to have the best of all bits of AI that are going on at the moment, but we've also got to be realistic. So I would say we don't have FOMO. That's probably a long answer to the question. No, we don't have FOMO.
Of course. And has been in this industry like for 16 years, as you said, and you have seen all kind of era, the pre-AI era, the pre-COVID era. So it's been a journey. So it's like if someone has to start a company right now, suppose AI company or any other company in UK. So what it would be like? Will it be like different right now than you started 16 years ago?
Way different.
Very much so. Very much so. The UK landscape has definitely changed and changing. Again, depending on who you speak to in the UK, you would probably get a different answer. You might see it in the media over here about the UK economy. It isn't doing amazingly well right now, but there are still plenty of opportunities out there. So as a business, any business, you've got to be hungry. You've got to have the right products, and you've got to get yourself out there. If you are doing that, in our opinion, the company will succeed. If you're not doing that, based on the economy, you will be really struggling right now, because we're seeing things like higher taxation, record levels of unemployment under, I think it's 25 years old in the UK. So there's lots of negative bits around the economy that you see in the media all the time. But if you can just slightly put that to one side and really focus on what you're good at, then there are lots of opportunities out there. So that's what we're doing. We're focusing on the opportunities and trying to sort of put the other stuff to the side. And that's, where we're at, isn't it?
Or is there anything that you wish that you had, like the founders are having that competitive edge or, benefit right now that you didn't have 16 years ago? And you're like, man, if I had this, it would be better.
Oh, hindsight, that's a tough one.
I think it's always the team. It sounds a bit cheesy, but if we had the team that we have now, 16 years ago, then because we were in a fantastic place as a business, the best we've ever been. The clients are happier. We do more events. We're implementing lots of new tools. So if we had the people 16 years ago that we have now, I think we'd be in a better place. But as James said, hindsight's a brilliant thing. So I think that's probably the biggest thing for us is we're in a great place with the people we've got in the company. So if we had them all back in 2010, we'd be in a very different place.
Okay, so I have a question on this. When you are talking about people and team right now, so how is it working with Gen Z? If you have any Gen Z in team,
but I do think they are given a bit of a bad reputation or a bad name. They are actually, some of them that we have in our business are very, very hard workers. And I think it's always important, and I hope this comes across in the right way, that you have people across all ages in your workplace, because everybody has a different perspective. So you can't have, they always say that you can't have everybody the same. You need to have lots of different personality traits. You need to have different ages in there, because everybody will have a different view on something. So, we've all generations have got their own weird and wonderful traits. The generation that we're discussing now, we do have a few of them in our team, and genuinely, they work very hard. They have fresh ideas.
Yes.
And it's a pleasure to have them in our team. So they're probably unfairly represented.
Yeah, I think as well, if you're a little bit like Zealous, if you get them involved in the company culture, then although they have different mindsets, different skills, everybody's working towards the same goals, and they know where the business is heading. They know the expectations, the standards. They know the products, and they're bought into the business. I think that's just the first step, and it doesn't really matter what age group they're from or what generation they're from, because at that point you can then harness their unique skills. So I don't have any experience with TikTok. I'm too old. I'm far too old for TikTok. So someone else of a much younger age would know how to get a video trending, how to do this, how to do that. So everybody teaches everybody else something. So I think we are both very old school, or quite old school. We're trying to be new school with AI, trying to.
Okay.
So we can teach, I don't know what, something, sort of, the old school sales mentality where it's, sales volume. I think that's quite an old school mentality. We're very, very keen on that. So maybe we can teach the younger generation that, well, they can teach us more about the tools, the social media platforms, and, get us to learn about the audiences that we might be trying to attract as well. So I think as long as everyone's on the same train, going in the same direction, and everybody's bought into the ethos of the business and what we're trying to achieve, I think it's a massive benefit to have people of all ages to make sure we're learning from each other all the time.
So more the inclusive culture is, more it benefits.
100%.
Absolutely.
Right.
We just need to align the energy in the right direction.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you've got to set the goals. You've got to set the expectations early, so everybody knows that, like we said at the start, the direction that we're going in. And what did you just say then about the train?
I don't know why I said the train.
Yeah, it was great. I liked it though. I liked it. Everybody's on the train. That's what we're going to use. Everybody's on the train.
Okay. So now coming back to AI, what would AI regulations in UK and AI regulations in US or Europe? How is it different? Where is UK getting it right, or is it tough? What's the scene like?
I think the UK is much stricter than what you're seeing in the US.
Okay.
Clearly, by the success that the US are having with their huge businesses. So if you think of the success people like Elon Musk is having, if you look at NVIDIA with all their chips that they're putting into all sorts of machines all over the world now, we have, to my knowledge, no success stories like that. Whether that's a funding issue or whether that's a legislation issue, I'm not sure. But you can go straight to America, Silicon Valley, you see all these amazing companies doing amazing things in this AI space. And forgive me, but I couldn't think of one in the UK right now that is in the mainstream media, breaking records, doing amazing things. So I would say, it's much harder in the UK to break through or have a unicorn business around this. But hopefully, watch your space, and in the not too distant future, there'll be a company in the UK that has huge success, similarly to those US-based firms.
Yeah, things might change, and you've got a lot of opportunities.
Absolutely. Look, like we said right at the start, there is lots of opportunity in the UK. It's just people finding that and getting the investment right, getting the investors on board, and for people to trust those platforms and engage with them, sign up, spend their money with them. But at the moment, and you may disagree, but I would say the US is leading the sort of march on AI. I know China are obviously spending mega money on it, aren't they? And trying to sort of compete and sort of undercut the market a little bit with their pricing strategies and things. But look, let's see how the race. Both those countries like to go head to head, don't they, on lots of things? So I think this is one of those.
China is always surprised for.
Yeah. And how US people are having massive records. So any personality or celebrity or any businessman in AI that you guys admire or follow right now?
I think Musk's got to be up there.
Any product or any company that you look for that, okay, we can do in this area, and you follow some person.
Yeah, so I think on a global macro scale, it's definitely Elon Musk. But I say that cautiously because he is in the UK, he's probably seen as quite a divisive character. So even though he's been extremely successful, not everybody buys into him, and obviously his purchase of social media platforms and things. I look at him purely from a business perspective and what he's done in that field, and you can't argue with it. It's unbelievable. So I'd say he is, as Will said, probably the guy that we would at the moment admire, because obviously he's on that fence, isn't he? Where some days you think he might just step one little bit too far and cause problems away from the sort of tech world and AI world. So we say it purely from a business perspective, that he would be the sort of guy that we would admire and watch online to see what he's doing and where he's investing and things. So
Definitely, he's much more steps ahead of everyone, because right now we are discussing about AI and how we are using it, and he already planned to have AI in space.
Yeah,
he's probably in his own mind. He's probably 20 years ahead. Of everybody else at the moment.
Well, he wants to have people living on Mars, doesn't he?
He's full of surprises.
Exactly.
But did you see today that Jeff Bezos has just launched a brand new AI business? You'll have to forgive me for not remembering the name of the company, but he's joined. He's putting a lot of his own money, and I think it's Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan that are backing him, alongside an ex-Google employee. So they've going in together. So that'll be interesting to see what they create as a.
Yeah, exactly.
So watch the space, I guess.
So when you talk about JP Morgan as I'm more into finance and all this, so I wanted to know which industry in UK right now is majorly adopting AI, like it's completely transforming.
Question. I mean, this is just purely from what I've read, but the pharmaceuticals, healthcare, and I know that legal as well is benefiting massively from it. I think in our industry, it's because it's quite a niche industry. I think there are some companies or there's one company that has almost completely gone the AI way. But for us, I think it is small steps. So yeah, just from personal research, I think I have family members that work in the healthcare sector, and their jobs are being impacted, let's say, by AI and the healthcare sector. So yeah, for me, that's probably one that I've noticed and heard most about quite recently.
I think I've seen it in logistics as well.
Logistics.
Factories, things like that, things that can be automated rather than actually necessarily a human having to do that specific role. So you're definitely seeing examples of that in the UK. But I would say that at the moment the UK is probably a late adopter of AI, and it's not quite mainstream yet, certainly in the business world.
So in which industry you think that it should adopt the AI and that will definitely benefit them a lot?
I think I've just moved house, okay, and the housing market, the housing industry, and forgive me for people that work in the industry. They're all they're good people and they do the job, but everything in that industry is 30, 40 years behind its time. It's archaic. It's crazy that a successful business person hasn't grabbed that industry and implemented technology, AI, into that industry to make it much better customer experience, much more efficient, better for the government to be able to log things appropriately in a timely fashion. So I would love to see AI in the property sector to see what can be done. I think it's a great opportunity for somebody to really grab that and take it forward.
Now you find the gap. There is a gap. Would you like to build that something in that property market?
Yeah.
I think it's first of all, we don't have time. Obviously, you need knowledge, don't you? And obviously, I have the knowledge from being let's say a customer of experiencing that journey. But maybe somebody will listen to this and they'll take it on, and good for them. Because if it means everybody has a better experience when they're buying and selling property, then great.
Yeah. So anyone is watching this podcast and in this industry, can definitely take this idea.
Yeah, 100%. Don't worry, won't ask for any royalties.
I think that's where there might be a lot of big success stories in the UK, because, like James said, generally as a nation we're adopting it cautiously. So there will be those big opportunities for companies to step in and almost transform the way that an industry works. What that is, obviously, not sure at the moment, but I think there is going to be some big opportunities for businesses to have a massive impact in those areas. So again, be great to see how it folds out in the next few years.
Eventually, it will do better because last 2-3 years has been very tough for this region.
Yeah.
Very.
So, if anyone is starting their company, AI company or any company in UK, so what will be your advice to them? Like something they should take care of?
I would say research would be big for me, in my opinion. So have a plan. Don't just adopt AI tools for the sake of adopting AI tools and obviously starting an AI business. Because I think I said it before, AI could get out of control. So I definitely think researching A, what the business is, B, what the business needs to do, and see how AI can help would obviously be a massive sort of point of advice that we definitely give. Probably that's my first.
Okay.
First point.
All right. And is there anything in your personal life that you like to automate? Like for me, it will be my transport from home to
I was
office.
literally about to say the exact same thing. I drive for an hour and a half to the office. So if I could just sit there with my feet up,
get teleported.
drinking a tea.
But Tesla's not far away from that, is it?
My youngest brother went on a business trip to Texas, and they had the automated cars that were taking him around. So I think for me personally, maybe cooking a tea, I don't know. But the commute takes up a lot of my time. When you're tired, it's hard to stay awake. So in my personal life, definitely the AI cars taking me to work.
I'm looking forward to having a robot in my house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, pardon?
For doing a household.
All the mundane chores that take time and take away from having valuable family time. So wouldn't it be lovely to have a robot doing the ironing, doing the cooking, doing the gardening, cutting the lawn, all that. I'm very excited for that and I don't think we're too far away from it.
We saw one in the airport. There was a robot cleaning the floor.
Okay.
In your domestic airport, we saw it. We just took a picture. It was quite interesting. It was just going straight. It was like the robot lawnmower for your grass, but it was cleaning the floor. It was going and just doing a nice little pan. So that was the first. It's the first robot I've seen in an airport anywhere. So it was quite good to see.
China will definitely help you in that one. I guess they are building robots for this household thing, and I'm not sure, I might be wrong, but there's a huge factory over there to produce this kind of robots. So,
in China. Yeah. Well, the Tesla have obviously got there's a bit of a race, isn't it? So who's going to be the first to be able to mass market their robots? And I think just on that, we definitely have to be careful, though, that as an example, children still know that they need to do chores and things like that, so not take away from the importance of hard work around the house and doing things properly. There'll definitely be a strange piece of integration into how it works. But wow, if we could all get our ironing and cleaning done and not have to do it ourselves, I'm sure we'd all like So that would be my thing.
All right. So I'm having a very important question. So how was the food in India?
Amazing.
It was amazing. We've been here for 5 days now.
Okay.
Every lunch, every dinner, amazing. Just I could sit there and eat for hours and hours and hours. So we've had all sorts of different food. We've even been taken to a pizza pasta restaurant in the city, which we didn't think would be here. But the Indian hospitality is it's amazing. Just even the waiters, the staff, food, just everything's been way better than we ever imagined it would be. So
beyond our imagination. Food's been phenomenal. We've tried food from not all around India, but from lots of different regions, and we've thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think the most interesting place is tonight, apparently. We don't quite know where.
Yeah,
But
that will be the one of the most.
yes, so excited.
Most
It's been
authentic
kept
one.
a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
But,
We've been told, be ready for a
be
surprise.
ready,
Yeah.
So we trust you guys. So I'm sure it'll be nice.
Definitely, you guys will like it.
Lovely.
So how has it been working with Zealous, like being associated with Zealous? Did you guys enjoy the journey?
As Will said, we've been working with you for 6 years now. You've developed 4 or 5 different bits of kit for us. So if it was a bad experience, we wouldn't keep asking you to do more. So
I don't think we'd be sat here.
yeah.
We wouldn't travel all the way to India if it was bad.
No, we see you as a very valuable partner for our business. We want that to continue long into the future. You have a great team. You have a great culture. As we said at the start, we have lots of shared values, which is very clear to see, especially now we've been here and seen you physically and in person. And yeah, you're all very good family people, hard workers, want the best for this business, but also for our business and your other clients. You want the best for them. So yeah, it's been a great experience so far, and hopefully that will continue into the future, which I'm sure it will.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Nothing more to add to that other than it's just amazing to see all the knowledge that you guys have in the different departments. It's again a little bit like the food. It's more than we imagined. Obviously, you've produced some brilliant work for us. The platforms that you've helped develop have been fantastic. But now it gives us even more confidence about the future relationship between us. I'm sure there'll be more projects that we work on you with. And again, yeah, if there's anyone in the UK that is looking for an overseas partner for this sort of thing, we wouldn't hesitate to recommend you guys and to act as a testimonial for the great work you've done for us.
No problem. Pleasure.
So I guess that's it for today. Thank you, James. Thank you, Will, for joining the podcast. This was a very insightful conversation, and we will be coming back with such topics. And yeah, keep building, keep innovating. I'm Kinjal, signing off.